unless you're blessed with the natural good looks of my wife or a supermodel, most of us...
Thank you.
Most people
what
think...
What are you after?
Well, most people think they have to wear makeup, a bit of makeup.
I think so. I love makeup, and it is a multi-million-pound industry now, billion-pound industry now, isn't it? We all like a bit of makeup. But it was Max Factor, apparently, who launched this product, which is, I think they call Pan Stick, this kind of flesh-coloured cream.
Is Max Factor a person?
Well, I'm going to find out now, because we have got makeup historian and author Madeleine Marsh with us this morning. We're looking at 100 years of glamour and makeup.
Yes, never mind that. Was Max Factor a person?
Max Factor was very much a real person. And, in fact, he started off doing theatrical makeup for the Russian State Opera, very cleverly moved to America at the launch of cinema. And this is where we're beginning.
To do women's makeup in general. It's quite...
Absolutely.
So it was the movies that kind of really got us all interested then, was it?
It was the movies and how the world changed in the 20s. Before the 20s, if you had makeup on, you were a tart.
Yeah.
Or an actress, or French, all the same thing. After the 20s, we have the flappers who, you know, suddenly come up. There are these girls, they're cutting their hair, they're shortening their skirts, they're Charlestoning, and to the horror of their parents, they're wearing makeup, smoking and drinking in public.
How terrible. Enjoying themselves, really.
Enjoying themselves. And this little item, which is from the 20s, it really sums it up. This is a little powder compact. You open up one side, there's your powder. You open up the other side, there's your lipstick, and you turn it over on this side, and there's your fags. You were a bad girl.
That's all you needed to take out with you.
All you needed, and it says as much, in a way, about female liberation as the fact that this time we got the vote.
And was this women who maybe had a little bit of money, or was this all women now were starting to be able to afford a bit of makeup?
That's really interesting, because suddenly it becomes all women. It's affordable. I mean, here we've got Maybelline, the first mascara. Now, we've all got probably Maybelline.
So that goes back to the 20s, Maybelline.
Well, he developed this. Mr. Williams, Chicago chemist, in 1915, he began working on it. And this is a spit and brush mascara. So I don't know if you'd remember your mum doing this. Yeah. Lovely, so ladylike.
My mum had a blue compact.
And then you rub it on there, put it on your lashes. And something else that was new, which we take for granted, the metal lipstick. We've all got how many lipsticks? These were
I have 3 at least.
You do, and very beautiful they look. But there's so many different shapes. Right, now you are taking us on to the World War now.
Just these little devices. Incredible.
Oh, well, this is a very rare thing.
American Army cap.
That's right. So if you snogged a GI during the war, you might be lucky enough to get one of these.
Yes, at least.
And what we have to say is that during the war, lots and lots of makeup in the 30s, whole new industry, suddenly war strikes, you know, we're putting on our siren suits, we're putting on our uniforms. Makeup production is instantly...
And rationing, I suppose.
Rationing. And makeup production is cut by 75%. And this is actually a very rare item. The Imperial War Museum are borrowing it from me next year. If I open it up... Now, this is a little rouge. And when you open it up, in the middle it says, owing to wartime restrictions, puffs are unobtainable.
Gosh, this is incredible. What is this Royal Air Force memorabilia? You've got a little hanky here, and you've got this little... What is this called? A compact?
That's a compact. At the beginning of the war, so you're a serviceman, you're going to give that to your sweetheart. And this she would have had, because look, there's a powder puff in there. Are you telling
me that the Royal Air Force would have made compacts? Would they have issued these?
Loads of compacts.
That was part of kit.
Up until 1942, after that, all metal goes to the war effort.
Yes.
And all the makeup people, Coty is doing this. They're making army foot powder. And Max Factor and Helena Rubinstein are doing that. So camouflage makeup.
Incredible.
But look, it comes in a compact. Exactly the same.
Makeup? Didn't women have... Because they couldn't get nylons.
That's right. That was the only new form of makeup developed for ladies during the war.
So that's the war. What have we got here?
Now we're going to the ladylike 1950s. It's all about being feminine. We've been butch in our uniforms. Now we want to be busty and ladylike. And the first thing you need is as a lady, is a flawless complexion. Back to Mr. Max Factor again, his pancake makeup, which came in a form like that. You'd have a damp sponge, put it over your décolletage with all those boneless evening dresses.
Well, Marilyn Monroe, I suppose, was the epitome, wasn't she, of that kind of glamorous...
Yes, absolutely. And this is what we wanted to be. It was all about being, you know, out at the bust, in at the waist, perfect at all times.
Now, again, this kind of pan stick, I think...
My mother had that.
Yeah,
my mother had that perfect.
60s.
You could
twist that up so we can...
Yes, we can twist it up. Yeah, it's fine. It still twists. Hasn't yet melted under the studio lights.
And then you put that on with a sponge or a brush.
No, you could just
stick it
on. You just pat it on like that. But doing your face and your décolletage, because otherwise you do look like a licorice all sort if they're different colours.
So it was all about glamour and...
Yes,
pampering yourself.
Yeah, all about glamour, the golden age of the novelty compact.
What's that one?
That's a compact, and it's a telephone dial. Yeah, young persons. This is how we used to phone each other with a dial. I'm sure you won't know what it is.
And a little piano. Is that a compact?
That's another compact as well, and hands. But perhaps the most significant one for us is this. Now, no lady is going to really want to spit in a box, so we have developed in the 50s. This is the Mascara-matic, the first wand mascaras, because, you know, who likes to spit?
This is an interesting advert here because Claudette Colbert obviously wore this in a particular movie, or wore a type of makeup, No Time for Love.
Yeah, well, Max Factor was very clever. He was making up the stars, then they advertise his domestic products, because we all want to look like movie stars.
Lovely.
And then the 60s, and it was all kind of Twiggy and Mary Quant.
Exactly, yeah. 50s was
look.
all busty. 60s, it's Twiggy. She's 5'6", weighs 6.5 stone, has a 30-inch bust. Most importantly, she's 16. Suddenly, we all want to look young, and for the first time, you know, girls don't want to look like their mothers anymore. Their mothers want to look like them. How do you look young? Most importantly, big eyes. Because, yeah, puppies have big eyes, kittens have big eyes.
And Twiggy had
big eyes. Here are some original 60s Twiggy lashes. You might wear 3 lots, all in one go.
Which are very popular again at the moment.
Very
lashes,
popular
aren't they? All
again.
the young girls wear lashes now.
And they do occasionally fall off, looking like a furry caterpillar on your leg. So emphasis on the eyes, reduced on the mouth, and this is another new thing, which is classic 60s. It's the white lipstick.
And that was to kind of take the emphasis away from your mouth?
To take the emphasis away, but also this was the decade we put man on the moon. Space age, modernism, we wanted to be different. And very different again is this. These are Mary Quant's cosmetic crayons. All that gilt, all those powder compacts, that's what your mum had. You didn't want those. So Mary Quant came up with these, actually inspired by Caran d'Ache wax crayons.
Yeah.
And they've got a wonderful instruction leaflet that says you can do your face, you can do your body, you can put little flowers over yourself anywhere. So perfect for the age of flower power.
Amazing, amazing.
I remember Bieber was
Yeah,
wonderful.
you see,
I
exactly.
love
Bieber,
Well,
Art Deco.
Madeleine, yeah, and right up, and there's Joan Collins, what, in the 80s, is this?
Yes, that's right, Poison. That's the only period you'd have had a perfume called Poison. Perfect for power dressing, power ladies, power grooming.
Well, Madeleine, it's fascinating what you do, putting this together, and people can relate to their own lives in makeup. Thank you. Lovely meeting you. Thank you.
My pleasure.